Hi, Kim.
Hi, Mary.
Um, to start out, I think one of the things that we're supposed to do is, talk about confidentiality and, that you would not, that everything that we say stays here, except that I'm a student and I'd have to tell my supervisor, but she's the same confidentiality as me, and then the whole mandated reporter thing, which except that this is getting recorded on video and gonna go out to the world. So I guess confidentiality doesn't really apply beyond the fact that what Professor Sage says happens in the class stays in the class.
Mhm.
So that's our confidentiality agreement. You okay with that?
We fine.
Okay, great. So, that out of the way, what brings you here today?
Well, um, the need to talk to somebody that I don't ever do. So, yeah, I'm the go-to person for everybody's problems in our family. So very rarely do I get to put my issues or my stressors onto anyone in my family. Yeah. So I'm the strong person. I'm the mom of everyone.
Oh, wow, that's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
You take on, take care of everyone else. And does that leave you feeling like you're not sure how to take care of yourself, or does it just leave you without time to take care of yourself?
More like not having time because I feel like I need to take care of everybody else first because I know I'm going to do it regardless and they need it more than I do, which may not be true, but that's how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So even coming to school now, I had my kids really young. Um, so I actually had one of them while I was in college. The other I had in my senior year at high school. So yeah, uh, had a little weird upbringing and stuff, but I moved out of my home when my childhood home at 16. So I, thought I was grown. Well, whatever. Uh,
Mhm.
so I was in college. I finished college. I went never stopped school. I went straight through high school, through college, and then of course I couldn't go on the way I wanted to go because I had two children I had to take care of. So their dad and I was together for quite a while, and then he passed away. He died. So that left me to have to do everything alone. And so I started working because I didn't want to be on public assistance or anything like that. So I worked three jobs. So I've always been a go, 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 go type person, but it left me not being able to pursue my bachelor's degree because I did an associate's degree when my kids were little, um, because I had to take care of them. So I used to have literally 2 days off a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got used to hustling, hustling. So once they got older, I was able to go back and get my bachelor's degree. Of course, not in what I wanted to do. I've always been a helper, a healer, come to me and I'll fix it type person. So I wanted to be an elementary school teacher. And because of internships and stuff like that, with having children and have to work, I couldn't do the internships. So I went for business instead. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah. So then I knew my daughter was getting of age where she was going to have to go to college. So I went, made sure I went back, got my bachelor's degree, and then allowed her to go because, of course, we had to pay for it. Well, in the meantime, I skipped some. I ended up getting married to someone that I knew since nursery school. And again, left home, had to take care of the kids, go to school. I was never one of those people that be out in the street, that kind of stuff. So I had no idea about drugs and all that kind of stuff. And 2 days after we were married, I found out he was on drugs.
Oh dear. Wow. So that blindsided you. You were taking care of everyone else. You're doing all of this work, and then you're blindsided by this drug habit.
Yeah.
And did that make you feel like you had to now help take care of that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had children, from a previous relationship. And so that put not only my 2 children on me, it put his 3 children, even though I didn't have to take that responsibility, I did because he wasn't taking care of them. So I started taking care of them. And then shortly after, my sister ended up on drugs and I had to start helping with her children. So
Okay.
that hindered everything. So,
Right. So all these people to take care of, so you didn't have a second to think about yourself.
right, right. So my daughter, I started seeing the effects. My youngest daughter, my oldest daughter is disabled, so that's even more um, stressors that I had to deal with. But my youngest daughter, I started seeing the effects of her living with a drug addict. So I tried to get him help. He wouldn't get help, so I ended up having to divorce him.
Okay.
But in the meantime, while I was with him, my current husband was a neighbor of mine.
Okay.
And we were really good friends for several years. And trying to take care of myself because I was getting really stressed and seeing how I was helping the kids and everything, we started just going out like we always do. And we ended up together, not intentionally, not planned, nothing like that. And we've been together over 20 years.
Okay. So he's been a real support to you through some pretty trying times.
Oh, yes, quite a bit.
Okay. And is he supportive of your social work ambitions now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
He was a little upset that I took time to go back because I've been saying I was going back for about 10 years now. And I didn't go back. I kept putting myself off to take care of them. So, like I said, my daughter went to college, and because of Parent Plus loans and things like that, I decided not to go. And then he never got his college degree, and he had been saying he wanted to do it. So I said, well, I already have a bachelor's degree. You go, and I'll wait till you finish and do my master's. But then my daughter finished her master's and then decided she wanted to do another master's.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So your family sounds like you brought to the family this value of education.
Oh, yes.
It's tremendous. That's awesome. So, and is there conflict with, do you feel any conflict now with with getting your MSW, or are you saying you're feeling pretty supportive?
I feel supportive, but I also feel like because I have been so strong in their eyes and able to do everything, that they don't understand how difficult this is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're saying, what you're saying is, because you've been able to take on so much all your life, that people just expect you to take this on and not need any extra support, that you will be just fine.
right.
And you were saying, wait, no, you're thinking, how do maybe I ask for help, or how do I let people know? No, I do need support too.
Yes. Or I just need you to leave me alone.
Just leave you alone. That's understandable for sure. For sure. Do you think, sometimes I'm not sure how to ask this, but I know sometimes when when someone's trying to put themselves first, they can feel like guilty. And then, like, well, maybe I shouldn't. Do you think you're having feelings of guilt
A,
about,
a little. I didn't even realize that till you said that.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah,
Because I've always put them first. Yeah. So for me to try and put me first, I actually, when you said that, it made me think of my oldest daughter. Like I told you, she's disabled. So she depends a lot on me because she doesn't have a lot of friends because she really don't, do too much on her own. So I'm always available for her. Even at work, she called me when she's stressed out or she's frustrated. And like you, we've lost quite a few people in the last few years, from my mother, grandmother, my older brother, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, several aunts. So just a lot of people in the last few years. And of course, I'm the one who has to take everything. So I do all the funerals and, everything. So she has anxiety. So she's been in counseling for many years, but all of the death has caused her a lot of grief and she's not able to handle it. So she calls me all the time because she's having a bad day. She had a bad dream and that kind of stuff. And I'm not always available for her. So when I have to say I'm doing homework or I have class or something, I feel really bad that I can't spend the time with her.
Right.
Even though I made sure she had supports. So I've even taken time to get her in a grief counseling, not just her regular counseling, to try and help with that. And so like yesterday, well, about a month ago, our dog got ran over by a car. And we had the dog for 13 years. So they kind of grew up with the dog. And so it's really, really hard for our whole family. I mean, everybody was acting like it was a human because we had all kinds of people coming over, checking on us, bringing us food, that kind of stuff.
Right, he's a real member of the family. And I imagine for your daughter, did she spend quite a bit of time with the dog? Only was she home more and then have even a stronger relationship with the dog?
It was
Yeah. So that's a big loss for her. Yeah. How old is your daughter?
She's 30.
She's 30. Okay, yeah. So she really is looking at you to be not only her mom anymore, but her friend, her support, her all of that.
She's not mentally 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
30. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's more like a 16-year-old.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So it's functional, but her level, cognition and everything is not where it should be. So, but she's really good. She is able to take care of herself to a certain extent. But this it hit her really hard. So like she even passed out when we told her that the dog had died. So again, I was so upset because I'm the one who takes care of the dog, the food and all of that kind of stuff. I was so upset that she was so upset that I stopped worrying about me grieving in the dog, grieving the dog. So I stopped worrying about it. So I come home and I expect the dog to be at the door, or when I come from my office to come downstairs, I expect her sitting at the bottom of the steps when I come down. And I can't really talk to them about it because they are really stressing about it. So I just don't say anything. Yeah. So
So it sounds like not only are you taking care of everyone, like, and especially when it comes to grieving, that you're also taking care of their grief and having to put your own grief on the back burner, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. And that's, yeah. So I had a thought. What happens? Have you ever tried to like delegate some of the responsibilities that you feel? Have you ever tried to say, "Hey, I need you to do this for me"? What happens when you?
So I've tried that because I'm not the oldest. I'm actually the middle child. So I had a sister older, a brother older, a sister younger, brother younger. So I've always been the one that didn't get a lot of attention, but I was always the one expected to do everything. So when I tried to delegate to my older sister, she'll try and do it, but it stressed her out so bad that everybody that comes say, Kim, you just need to do it.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't work out very well.
Right.
It's not successful.
Yeah. So in my little sister,
do you think that's because she knows that she can just rely on you, so she can kind of get flustered, and do you think it's a way to pass the ball back to you?
I don't think so. I think it's because she's so used to not having to do it, she don't know what to do. She don't know what the steps are. Okay. So even when I do try to let her do stuff, she constantly asking me, okay, so what about this? Or what do you think about this? Or can you proofread this? Can you, that kind of stuff. So the only one, because my little brother is pretty successful. So he has a big job. He works for the mayor. So he's out of town a lot, that kind of stuff. And he's doing his PhD.
Oh, wow.
So if I try to get him to do something, he'll try to do it, but then something always come in the way, like he got to go out of town or, for work or something like that. And doing PhD is very stressful, very strenuous. So, so the only person I really have to do anything is my younger daughter. But she's trying to make her own life. So I feel bad trying to get her to help do stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
I, I, well, I guess because I'm hearing you saying that everybody is, lots of people in your family are relying on you for a lot to help them become successful and to help them get their things done, but that maybe the things that you need help with are discounted. Like, oh, we don't have to worry about Kim because not only can she take care of all of our stuff, she could take care of her stuff too.
Yeah.
And so does that? Then sometimes does that? How does that make you feel? I mean, does it make you feel less important to them,
No,
or
I think it's more like, are they really looking? Like, am I the only one that actually see what's going on? That's what I feel like, because they look at me like I'm Superwoman,
right?
like I'm a robot, or don't really have a lot of feelings and that kind of stuff. My husband is the one that usually like, stop asking her to do stuff, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But
so he sees it.
he does the same thing.
Oh, he sees everyone else doing it. Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because I would think, I can't say that. Oops. Um, so one of the things that sounds like it might be helpful is to look at ways um, to be. Do you feel like you're not heard? Like when you're saying, I want some support or some time or some appreciation? Do you feel like you're not being heard when you're asking for those types of things?
I don't really ask for that. I mean, to a certain extent, I will say, I'm really tired, so I'm going to bed. And then I'll get, oh man, I wanted to tell you this, or wait 1 minute, let me do this, that kind of stuff. So I don't really say no. I just need you to leave me alone. I just give in.
So why do you think you're not able to or you can't tell them, nope, this is my time. Nope, I can't, I care about you and I'll get back to you later. Are you able to do that?
No, I should be able to, but I think I'm stuck in this role, and I don't really know how to get out of it without feeling like I'm letting them down. Does that
Hmm.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just wondering, like, hmm, I, it's just kind of a difficult question because they think like if you did do that, what do you think would happen? So
Um,
when you're trying to go to bed and somebody goes, oh, let me tell you one more thing, and you said, oh, no, just not tonight. I'm just too tired. I'll check with you tomorrow. What would happen? Or if you, what do you think would happen?
they would probably want to call a doctor.
For them or for you?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really think something is wrong with me. Yeah,
They
because
something
I
is
several years ago I found out I had a chronic illness, and it took a really big toll on me. And for them, most of my family couldn't understand that I had no control over that. So they thought I was just supposed to be able to, oh, I conquer everything. So, just conquer it. So, and of course, it's never going away.
right.
So I have to do things, go to a lot of doctor's appointments, that kind of stuff. And doing school at this age and with the health issues I have, it's very difficult. And now I'm trying to do the internship, work my full-time job, study, spend time with them, because I don't want them to feel like I had to disregard them for this. So I'm like I was telling you, I work 6 to 6
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, except for Monday because of class. I work 5:30 to 5:30. Yeah. And then I come home, I can't even eat before class. And then we're in class from 6 to 8:30. So by the time I'm eating is 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And then I have to stay up to let my food digest.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I have some medical stuff I have to do before I go to bed. So I'm up to 11:30, and then I have to get up at 5. So I'm not getting a lot of sleep.
So that sounds. Are you concerned that that's unsustainable?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. So every time we get a new assignment at the last minute or something that and it's just my opinion because I'm not the professor, so I don't think they're doing anything just to make us busy. But, well, not this professor, I don't think so. But several of the other professors, I thought that they was just giving us stuff just to make us have stuff to do. But when I have, like, what was it, the field placement stuff we had to do, or every week we were doing a video on like the supervision and all that. I really didn't think that was necessary because we're not kids for the most part. So some of the stuff I thought was redundant. Like, so it was frustrating me.
Well, with all that you take on in your life, it seems that it would be hard for you to take on more things that felt superfluous. Like, you seem like you're super willing to do all you can for anybody that's necessary and more. And so when you feel like people aren't even accounting, or saying, well, and you get to do this stuff that really isn't important, it's just got to be like very difficult and frustrating for you.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, that is a whole lot. So do you feel like are the people your family members, are they aware that you got some medical stuff going on too? Are they supportive of you in that regard? Are they helpful and consider that way?
Yeah, but I don't know how to say this. So we've had a lot of people in our family die from cancer and diabetes and things like that. So they're all very fearful that, because most of our generation before us is gone. So we're pretty much the biggest generation left. So I'm one of the older ones. So they all worried that, something's going to happen to me, because my older brother died and he was only 4 years older than me. But it doesn't make them think to leave me alone. Let me breathe. Let me relax. They feel like as long as they're saying, Kim, how are you? Oh, I bought you this. Oh, I cooked dinner for you, once in a month or something like that. That justifies all the stuff they need to do for them.
So it sounds to me like that they care about you and they love you, but maybe you'd like a little more from them than just a little lip service every now and then, a little pitching in, a little more effort on their part. And that it's hard for you because you played this role for so long to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah. Because that's all I would want. I don't really need them to do anything for me. I would prefer that they handle their lives more. So when it's not a lot of us, but we're really close. My siblings and then our kids are really close. So I would prefer, like, when my daughter is stressing out about her dreams or my other daughter is stressing out about her bills, that she call your cousin or call your other aunt, or don't call me all the time. Or, my nieces need help with their kids or something. You have a whole mother, but they all call me.
Right. Yeah. Right. So people really depend on you. They really, really depend on you. And it's really hard for you to say no to anybody. Yeah. It's just hard. You prefer not to. You'd rather take the hit yourself than have someone else take the hit.
I feel like that's why I'm here, to help other people. I really feel like that's my purpose. But I think I need to find a boundary.
Yes. Well, that's one of the things I was saying, like how it sounds like you're going to maybe need some help setting boundaries, and maybe looking like when you and I were talking earlier about me, when you have to take a look at your own behaviors. So are some of your behaviors enabling on top of that. So how do I set boundaries, and then how do I look at what I'm maybe doing so that I'm not enabling it as much, and stuff, because it's hard. It's super hard not to be a helper when you're a helper.
Yeah. And it's easier said than done because you don't want people to think that you're just not there for them anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Because it's risky. I imagine you would feel like I don't want to risk upsetting people that have come to depend on me. Right. Is that how you feel? Like oh my gosh, if I, that it would all fall apart. I don't want to risk upsetting what we have, because we have this really nice close family.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I get that.
I take in everyone's children. Yeah. So I've had 5 nieces and nephews live with me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So as soon I got the last one, he was here by himself and he was supposed to be moving. And then his sister graduated from college and she came to stay with us. And then he moved after she came, but now she's here. And she was supposed to move, but she started her master's program at UB.
Oh, with
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, but she's taking public health.
Okay.
And she's working for the city hall as well, but she doesn't want to be an adult yet. So she doesn't want to move out and pay bills and all of that. And I love her to death, and she's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I would prefer to it just be me and my husband right now, because my daughter that's disabled hardly ever here. She has a boyfriend, so she's with him all the time. Um, but she's here, and she don't cook. She don't do any of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you must feel sometimes like they're just going to keep coming.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep coming, and you don't know how to say, I need a little time for my own life now.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of years. Yeah.
I see another one that look like they're getting prepared to want to come live here. I see it. I see it. But with her being here, we were trying to remodel our house. And because she's here with all of her stuff, because when she was at school, she had her own apartment and everything. So all of her stuff is all over our house, in the basement, in one of our extra guest rooms or whatever. So I can't do the stuff that I wanted to do. I want to remodel the bathroom, but then upstairs bathroom, but because that's the one she used, she's not as clean as I would like. So I don't want to spend a bunch of money remodeling something and then she messes it up. So
Right.
yeah, it frustrates me.
Well, that's totally understandable, and the youngsters are never as meticulous as we'd like them to be, I guess. Yeah, so it sounds like if we got to talk more, you'd really want to figure out, start to explore ways to set boundaries. To say we care about you very much, and it's okay that you're here, but let's get everybody out and up and functioning. Together,
But I would never do that. I would never make her go out on her own and have to.
Oh, right. No, I mean, just some way to help her, to set some I know, see, because um, you're, yeah, it's going to be tough figuring out how to set some boundaries and encourage people to want to go, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I'd heard you say earlier, that you said, well, she doesn't want to grow up. So are there things that you can do where you can set your boundaries and at the same time help her understand that it's a good thing? It's a good thing to go out on your own. It's a good thing to get independent.
Yeah, it's really not. So I don't want to lie to her. No one wants to pay bills and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, is that really? You don't think that people want to be independent? You don't think she wants to be?
She's independent to a certain extent, but she doesn't want to have to pay rent and bills like gas and electric and all that. She don't think she's ready for that. So she paid car note, car insurance, telephone, that kind of thing.
Right.
But having to worry about if something break, who she call, that kind of stuff. She doesn't want to do that.
She doesn't want to do that. And that's okay with you that she doesn't want to do that?
No, I'm trying to find her a husband. So
Okay.
Like my own way out.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, I think I understand what you're saying there, because what you're saying is nobody wants to be alone, right? Nobody wants to feel like they don't have somebody, they don't have support. And so you would never want her to think, if she didn't have, the supports in place that made her feel safe and, and able, that you would never put her in that position. And that's completely understandable. So, I get it. That's a big role that you would play. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, hopefully we can dig in and find ways, because I think it is important for you to find time for yourself and to take care of yourself physically, because you do have a lot going on. I mean, I thought I had a lot going on, and now I feel a little like, hmm. Because you really do have a lot going on, and you have, one of the things that's apparent is that you have a super big heart, and that's a big asset for sure. Yeah. Okay. So we'll meet again.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Oh my gosh, was I not recording?
Yeah, it says Mary's recording.
Oh, why is it not letting me stop?